Support for Up to Date is provided by Geisinger, providing world-class care for our community, here where it matters.
Welcome to the Up to Date podcast from WVIA News on this Thursday morning. I'm Lydia McFarlane, in for your host, Sarah Scinto, and I'm here to bring you some of our newsroom's most interesting and informative stories. Today we'll talk about Medicaid coverage of abortion services, a provision in the state budget that could cut down on the theft of food assistance benefits, the start of Little League tournaments in Luzerne County, and a cancer respite center coming to the Poconos. It's Thursday, July 23rd. Let's get you up to date. Getting started here with some breaking news out of Harrisburg. Yesterday, Governor Josh Shapiro's office announced that the federal Department of Homeland Security withdrew its appeal of the Shapiro administration's administrative orders that forbid DHS from using the water or sewer infrastructure needed to convert warehouses in Berks and Schuylkill counties into immigration detention centers. The Shapiro administration says the withdrawal means that the administrative orders will be final and remain in effect. Softball players from across the Northeast United States marched down streets in Nanticoke yesterday. The parade marked the start of nearly 2 weeks of widespread attention for youth sports in Luzerne County. The winner of the East Region Junior Little League Softball Championship will head to the World Series in Washington. Teams will play at the Nanticoke Little League through Tuesday. The best Little League baseball teams from around the state will compete in Jenkins Township next week at the Pennsylvania State Major Baseball Tournament. Bob Bertoni, Little League District 1631 Administrator, encourages the public to attend.
Check out the refreshment stands and facilities and everything that our leagues have to offer, because it's going to be a great time with great softball, great baseball, and great food.
For more information on the tournaments, including a link to the schedules, visit WVIA.org. We'll continue now with more state news. Medicaid health insurance in Pennsylvania will cover abortion services beginning this month. The change follows a court ruling earlier this year that said a state ban on Medicaid coverage for abortion was unconstitutional. But as Nicole Leonard reports for WVIA, that decision is being appealed in court.
For now, women with Medicaid can get procedural or medication abortions paid for through insurance. Supporters say this will reduce long-standing cost barriers and healthcare disparities. A 1982 state law had banned the use of taxpayer dollars for Medicaid coverage of abortion, but a court ruling in April determined that the policy violated equal rights protections for women and their access to reproductive health care. However, Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday is appealing the court decision. Pro-life organizations and advocates say they hope that the Medicaid ban is reinstated before too many more women get abortions with help from the new insurance coverage.
Thanks to Nicole Leonard for that report. Now to the Poconos, where For Pete's Sake Cancer Respite Foundation and Woodloch Resort partnered on what they're calling a first-of-its-kind cancer respite center set to open on Woodloch's Pike County property in the fall of 2027. Bob Kiesendahl is a cancer survivor. He's part of the third generation of family ownership at Woodloch Resort in Hawley.
Cancer, from my own perspective and watching others go through it, kind of takes over your life. So you lose control. You don't have time. You're just one appointment to the next. This week of rest allows you to not only recharge physically and mentally, but it also allows you to really reconnect with your family, because they're all going through this journey as well. It allows not just the patient, but the entire family unit to just push pause for a few days and just escape.
The respite center will have 20 rooms. Family members and caregivers are welcome to come on the 5-night respite. Services include an art room, a pool, a family game room, nature trails, and more. And supported by fundraising, the respite will be free of charge.
Cancer is so debilitating, like financially debilitating for families. What we're trying to help them do is heal, and heal in ways that chemotherapy or radiation won't be able to do.
That was Marcy Shankwaller. She's the founder and CEO of For Pete's Sake Cancer Respite Foundation. State Senator Lisa Baker helped to secure state funding for the project.
We want to make sure it's successful and sustainable. So we'll continue to work with them, searching out and finding both state, federal, and other philanthropic gifts that can help make this a continued reality.
Kiesendahl says construction is on schedule and doors should be open by the end of 2027. Both organizations invite anyone who wants to learn more to visit petesdream.org, and you can read my full story about the Cancer Respite Center on our website, WVIA.org. There's more to come from Up to Date just after this short break. Stay with us.
I'm Roger Dupuis from WVIA News. If you haven't already, sign up to get our free newsletter, WVIA News Notes. It's delivered right to your email inbox each Tuesday and Friday mornings. Go to WVIA.org and click on newsletters to subscribe.
Welcome back. This is Up to Date from WVIA News, and I'm Lydia McFarlane, filling in for Sarah Scinto. Let's get back to the news. A small provision in this year's state budget could make a big difference in cutting down on the theft of SNAP benefits. Kate Giammarisi has the details for WVIA.
The budget contains $7 million to transition the electronic debit cards used by people in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, often called SNAP or food stamps, onto cards with more secure chip technology. The current electronic magnetic stripe cards are less secure and have fewer customer protections than other standard debit and credit cards. The current cards have been targeted by online criminals who steal recipients' benefits electronically. Victims are not reimbursed and often have no recourse other than to seek assistance from a food pantry or charity. State human service officials estimate the transition to the more secure cards will take roughly 6 to 8 months.
Thanks to Kate Giammarisi for that report. And we'll end now with how we started with some state news. Governor Josh Shapiro visited the YWCA for Carlisle and Cumberland County on Monday. Katie Knoll reports for WVIA that he highlighted nearly doubled state funding for rape crisis centers included in this year's approved budget.
Pennsylvania's 47 rape crisis centers will receive $24 million under the new state budget. They have staff members who accompany sexual assault survivors to hospital visits and police stations and provide therapy and legal guidance. The centers also offer education on prevention and consent. Shapiro says the additional funding will help crisis centers expand services, including staff training and maintaining 24/7 support hotlines.
I've always been deeply humbled by the strength of your commitment and the power of your advocacy. It's been a privilege to fight alongside you to protect survivors of sexual assault.
Shapiro says it was a bipartisan effort to pass this year's budget, but more work remains. He calls on state Senate Republicans to advance legislation that would open up a 2-year window for adult survivors to sue their abusers in court. In Carlisle, I'm Katie Knoll.
You can find all of these stories and more on our website, WVIA.org. This has been Up to Date with me, WVIA's Lydia McFarlane. Remember to subscribe and listen every weekday. You can find Up to Date on WVIA.org and wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday and your week.